Hey, look,
oh, we live.
Make sure
we live out this bitch.
Right there. Let's go, baby.
Who we got in the building, bitch? Not you, Chris. Chris happened to be in the room when I yelled bitch. I'm gonna talk about Chris. We got the one and motherfucking only. Rickie! Well, how that shit go? Who was that? Not Don't Be a Menace. What was that? Boys in the Hood? Did Rickie get shot?
Yo, Rickie got fucked up in a lot of things.
Damn, Rickie.
Rickie got shot.
God
Boys
damn.
in the Hood. Rick Ross' car got shot up.
God
and,
damn.
What else happened to some Rickies?
Rickie ain't got a good track record.
No,
OG.
really don't.
OG motherfucking Rickie in the building. My man Denzel downstairs.
Yeah,
Probably getting pretty. You know, he think he the freshest.
Wait, give me your handles right quick there, fly guy.
What kind of handle? You give me an Instagram handle. Where they can reach you? Where they can follow?
They can follow me on Air Jacobs, on everything. Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. Probably Instagram.
Dope.
Yeah.
Hey, Denzel, what the fuck you doing?
Hey, yo,
He's coming up.
He jiggling his balls, yo.
Wash your hands after you done.
Wash your hands after you done.
So listen. I know Rickie from the music scene. I've been a fan for many years, especially when I was in the industry, quote unquote, doing the audio engineering, producing, rapping. He's always been on my radar, and I always thought he was very, very talented. And then following you and knowing you over these years, seeing some of the artistic lane you've taken with your like photography and videography and all that other shit that I can't even have the time to spell. So I definitely want to get you on the show to talk about, recap some of what you've done to get you to this point and some of your plans in the future, and just cut it up with you.
Just like you said, I did a lot of things, but to start, it all started with making music. Like I rapped.
How early? How far are we going back?
Damn near my whole entire life.
Oh,
I
wow.
want to say like maybe like I want to say 4th grade. But just like any kid that went to inner city schools, Baltimore city public schools, we just rapping, changing lyrics up and stuff like that. Me and my best friend at the time, we just used to rap and even write raps about the teacher and shit like that.
That was them motherfuckers.
So it all started with that. You know what I mean? Just juvenile activity. So,
Here we go.
This is what he was doing, y'all. Hold up. First of all, we got to apologize to motherfuckers.
Hey,
You just do shit right.
the podcast just started.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You start over again. Not Safe for Ears, episode what? 19 or 18?
It's 19.
19. We got Rickie motherfucking Jacobs. We're going to recap this. We was about to shit. We was about 2 seconds of shit about this motherfucker.
Yeah, we need to start a GoFundMe
So
page so we can take this motherfucker on the road too.
So, Denzel, what you missed pretty much is we asked him the question, like, we want to know the genesis, like, where it all started with his love for music.
Denzel, this for the viewers.
Oh, damn.
I'm on.
All right, my bad. I'm sorry. That was just for the shit on me, what, 2 weeks ago?
Sorry, Denzel. We love you. He was saying it kind of all came together as early as 4th grade.
Yeah.
He was his best friend at the time.
Shit. Yeah.
And he was that motherfucking class when you was trying to concentrate and not laugh. He would not only make you laugh, but probably freestyle while you was doing it. So give us some more information. 4th grade, your love, that's where it started.
So 4th grade, that's where it all started. And then middle school, I met a couple of kids who were into music as well.
Okay.
But more so on the production side. And I'm not sure what year it was, but the MTV Beatmaker came out on the PlayStation. And that's when I started kind of like getting into production and making beats. And that's where kind of like composing, production started. Because I was making beats too, as well as rapping. I just wanted to I wanted to just get my hands on anything I can get my hands on. I used to draw as well, so I always kind of like been an artist. That's why I really don't like calling myself a rapper or anything like that. More so a creative, because I create all across the board. Even when I get into designing and stuff like that. But yeah, so elementary school rapping, middle school started making beats. In 9th grade, I started actually recording the music.
With software did you use? It was software.
It was Adobe Audition.
Oh,
yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, it was Adobe Audition.
Okay.
And
You say you remember? I thought it's still hot, right? Adobe Audition.
Yeah, I still
Shit,
I still use.
you got like Pro Tools, you got all different shit now.
Yeah, but all that stuff got it. For me, I never really been, shy to kind of pick up on new technology and stuff like that, but I don't really like change. And so once it started getting more complex, like with the Pro Tools and stuff like that, I kind of just like, nah, that's some real old nigga shit. You know that's some old nigga shit, right? Yeah, that's rocket science. So I stuck with the Adobe Audition. So that's when, like I said, in 9th grade, I learned how to record, and my friend at the time, he was like a nerd, so I mean, we knew how to
shout him out.
He was like a nerd.
Who's a nerd?
Nah.
Is he still a nerd or no?
I don't even know. I haven't spoken, to him in years. He was like introvert, the worst kind though. But he taught me how to record myself and things like that. So I do appreciate him for that. Had it not been for him, I wouldn't have known how to like record our beats. Because of course, converting the beats from the PlayStation into the computer and the different file types and files and stuff like that was
fucking Christ.
The beginning was hard because what we used to do was me and my friend, we would just record it from our
external device.
Not even an external device. Oh my god! So you can imagine the quality from just recording was just like recording something from your phone from the radio.
It felt good though, but
back you like God damn. But no, he taught me how to kind of like convert everything properly into the computer, so the quality don't diminish.
Right.
Yeah. So it started with that. Then graduating high school. Fast forward, my mom passed away in 2008. And it was one of those things where that's all I could really think about. And I just needed to stay busy. But it's kind of hard to stay busy in 24 hours. Like, you're going to have some downtime. Just naturally.
It's going to be just you and yourself.
Right. So that's kind of like when I started taking music a lot more serious. And I started kind of going online and seeing that, there's platforms for artists to kind of like put their music on, with blogs and things of that nature. So, my friend at that time who was teaching me how to record, he had a mailing list. And I'm like, what the fuck is a mailing list? And he just said, man, it's just a list with emails. So
and you mailing
different people.
Yeah.
Only people you know, or people that may want what you putting out.
Well, he not necessarily. Well, he had his own personal list of emails because he rapped as well.
Yeah,
he was the first one that was getting on the blogs and stuff like that. So one day he was sending his music off from my computer, but he didn't sign out of his email account. He didn't sign out his Gmail. So I went there and was like, oh, this is a long list. So I pretty much took every email address I could get, and I mean he had like 1,000 of email addresses. So and he went to private school, so you can imagine the demographic of people he was sending his music to. So I took that, and then I was like, I'm not gonna send any music to anybody until I feel like I have like the best quality, qualified.
Because oftentimes you only get that one shot.
Exactly.
Once someone builds you up. First of all, where that come from?
Right off the wall.
I'm like, that shit looks hard as shit. You might rock it better. I might be that, yo.
Spin it around.
Oh, you're trying to take away your shot.
Yo, when you put the bandana on inside, because I saw the tag and shit.
Okay.
So you got the list. You said you were waiting for the perfect opportunity with the perfect song because maybe it might be your only shot to really
And so once I started kind of like getting my catalog together, and I felt like I was ready, I just started sending music out. I didn't care who it was going to, but as long as it was being shipped out. Right. Yeah, exactly. So it started from there.
What was the
so like, how did you know when you had the perfect song?
I didn't know.
You said you waited. What's the difference between the first song and the quality was good?
Until it just sounded good to me, but I never felt like this is the one. Like I never really create like that because I mean, for me, it's kind of limiting to say like I'm just going to try to make the one. You never really know, especially now. You never really know what the one is because the music that's on the radio, aside from the hits, A lot of music is not like untraditional. Like you think of like a Lupe Fiasco. Like if I made something like that, I wouldn't even think like, oh, this is the one. Especially
Kick Push was crazy.
Especially the time that he put that out. Even Kanye West. Like I feel as though that type of music Kanye West made mainstream or made it okay for everybody else to just.
That's
like,
when Dipset was real heavy. Dipset was heavy. Yep.
So there's a documentary on Netflix, right, called Explained. They explained how Korean pop got hot, right, like K-pop.
I actually want to watch that.
And it was good, yo. They explained monogamy, they explained K-pop, they explained some other shit. But in watching the K-pop one, because I was just sitting there, I'm like, I heard of this shit. I don't know if I, you know what I mean, would listen to it, but I'm gonna watch this little documentary. There's a science to them knowing what kind of music is the right amount of this and the right amount of that and the right amount of all of these things to make the perfect song, right? And they explain their science of how they know when a song is a hit or they know when a song is a good song. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because they use like scientists
to try
to make the music. Yeah, like, all right, this is the right amount of the good sounds. So you need a little bit of bad sounds to mix with them, and you need this, you need that.
Audio engineering.
Yeah,
and I'm sure, but shoot, you thinking at the time, 18, 19-year-old kid, it's really no science. Like, it's just whatever sounds good to me. And you gotta think about what sounds good to these 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Right. So that's what they rock. Target market.
Yeah. But, you know, I just sent it to, you know, and a lot of people was like, don't send me this. What is this? What the hell is this? I'm like, damn.
So you got some push.
So even that was humbling, you know, because me, I'm thinking like this sounds good, like this is undeniable. But then when you get people sending you emails, and a lot of people didn't even know how I got their email. For one, they weren't expecting music.
So they like, who the fuck is this person?
Right. So that put things in perspective.
And that's a big thing in the industry. If we can touch on that really quick, you can be very, very talented, but if you don't have the right person pushing you, right? Versus, they want to even give you. It's like, I don't know who this person is.
Absolutely. Who do you know?
Absolutely. That network get your foot in the door at some point in time. Right. Like, you can work your ass off. I mean, as far as like when you went to go hit that, and I mean, like you said, you were just like, all right, yo, this shit sound good. Now, when you went to go hit that send button, like, what was going through your head was like, I hope this shit work out. I mean, like, what was going through your head when you was like, fuck it, I'm gonna hit the send button?
See, the thing is, with me, I never really, and I learned early to kind of, like, lower your expectations or to not even have expectations. Because, for me, I take disappointment, I take bad criticism, I take it hard. Like, I'm a very emotional person, but just getting that constructive criticism made me a lot more careful in how I create things. You know what I mean? Because now, it's not even about how I feel about it. That is like minuscule. It's a minuscule percentage as far as how I feel about what I'm creating. I know, you know, it's good. I feel it's good. I'm not going to say I know it's good. I feel that it's good. I think that it's good. But I do care about other people's opinions and their perspectives.
Because you're not just making it for you.
Exactly. Absolutely not. And that was my biggest thing. Like at that time, I didn't care. I just wanted to get my music heard. So you know what I mean.
So all right. So you were sending stuff off. How'd you go from people weren't picking your shit up to then now all of a sudden people picking your shit up, and now they might be asking for
the source we were talking about?
Well, it's all about that. It's for me or for anybody. It's all about. Let's just say out of 100 people, you know, you perform in front of 100 people. Maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20 out of that 100 may like you, and then it kind of it spirals and it snowballs after that. So you know, when I sent my email, a guy by the name of Buck Marley, and shout out to Buck Marley because he's the one who kind of like got me out there and put my music in the forefront and get recognized, because he had a blog at that time called BuckMarleyXXX.com, and he had a lot of good relationships with other bloggers, and that's another thing. Like you said, it's about who you know. So that was the key start of me being associated with someone who knows people. Because other than that, it's like, you know, you can. I mean, let's just talk about SoundCloud. There's a lot of great artists and musicians on SoundCloud, but it's too many for somebody to just pick up. You know what I mean? But if I was the one who has relationships and say, hey, dude, check this out. I can't do much for them, but I know you can do X, Y, Z for them, and we can kind of like talk about all the other things on the back end, as far as paperwork and this, that, and the third. Then all of that comes into fruition later.
Right.
But it started from me sending emails on my own, and then Buck picked my music up, and he was like, you know what, let me do your PR, let me send your music out, because I don't feel like you should be doing that. You should just be focused on the music.
Did he charge you?
He didn't charge me at all.
That's a big thing.
He didn't charge me at
That's
all.
a big.
That's when somebody really believe in you.
That's a big detail. Now, like he was saying, on the back end, he wants some kind of conversation, whether it be exclusivity on the site if he's dropping future projects,
right,
or maybe some kind of recouping, residual income.
And that's all it was.
In the beginning, that's a big deal.
Right. He just wanted exclusive. Like he just wanted to be the one to be like, okay, at the end of the day, y'all know where y'all got this from. It was never about money, and at the end of the day, that's one of the goals and such, but it wasn't never about that. It was just his love for music, my love for music, and him, like you said, him believing in me. So he just started shooting my music out to like The Source, the Two Dope Boys on Smash, the Smoking Section, Double XL, and it kind of like catapulted from there.
And they was all picking you up.
Not immediately. Not immediately.
Speak on it. I like that.
Not immediately, because the thing is you can be cool with so many different people, but they still have to like your music. They still have to like your work and things like that. You know what I mean? They just, because they have a reputation. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're just not going to take a chance on you. And that may be a little far-fetched, because we talking about blogs here where they just throw artists on there like that has dope music, and then after they keep posting and posting, then next page is kind of like you're not on the front page no more.
Right.
You get lost in what's trending.
Yeah, because it's a lot of volume when it comes to music. So it took a while, and but I would say over a span of a year, I started getting on those blogs and stuff like that, and then and even bigger than that, shout out to Al Shipley, because Al Shipley, he's a writer in the city who wrote for the city paper. They don't publish the city paper anymore, but that's what kind of got my start, like me getting recognized within the city. And I'm not gonna say totally, but I'm saying as far as that realm, like the city paper, because you can just go downtown and pick it up.
Oh,
so you gotta think about that demographic and like the Mount Vernon areas and the artsy part of Baltimore, you know what I mean? Like that area, Fells Point, Federal Hill and stuff. So I was getting recognized from that demographic of that population. So yeah, it's.
So let's take you the height of where you've gone so far, right? Let's whatever point that was. What did the groupies look like at that point?
Oh man,
what we really want, we're slowly transitioning, y'all. You see how we did? We started off good, and we slowly transitioning to the fuckery.
So okay,
I like it.
So it's man, this.
What did the studio look like?
No.
You can always keep it hypothetical, so you don't have to say.
Don't say names.
Please give us all the details.
Yeah. So yeah. See that. Yeah, man, that was crazy.
Was it?
Because I'm gonna say like 2011. Okay, let's take it back. 2011 is really when stuff started getting crazy for me, because typically, majority of Baltimore music is real aggressive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when I came out, I came out with like I don't want to say it was a different sound, but it was more so with me being on the blogs. I was like one of the first where people kind of heard something different from the city, and it's like kind of like shit. It's like when Christopher Columbus came here and was like, hey, what the fuck is this? Oh, okay. This is different. You know what I mean? But it was people already there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to take the credit for that. But
you're like the boss man.
It was like
Jones, but you with a different angle.
Yeah,
and the alternative,
right,
to the mainstream.
Exactly,
what sound was.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of like what created the shock value for me.
Yeah.
And
which is real important in music, finding that niche.
Yeah.
Not just being a carbon copy of everybody.
Yeah, you want to ride your own wave.
Right, and I think that's kind of like what interested a lot of the women at that time And with me, you know, I was working, I was busting my ass, man, and then all of a sudden, I got verified on Twitter, right?
Oh, he got the check. Was the check in the store?
He got the blue check.
Boy, I know he got some blue pussy.
Listen. And this was like the beginning where nobody really knew how to get it, and the only thing they thought was if you get one, you was somebody. You was famous.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna lie. I used my advantages to some, you know, some devilish activities.
See that blue check back?
Yeah, and then with the music at the time, in my opinion, was good, and it was good, and I'm like, in DMs and shit like that.
Okay, so all right. Give us one story.
It was a good story.
Give us a good story.
Give us the one with the two chicks.
Give us the one where you was
the rapper shit story.
Give us the one where halfway through you was like, hold the fuck up, like is this me right now?
You're right. No,
and you had to get outside of yourself and watch yourself.
And give us her first and last name.
All right,
so
I got you.
And her mother's name.
So like one time, okay, so this girl followed me or whatever, and she was just like, wow, your music is really dope. And I said, thank you, or whatever. And I followed her back. Then, you know, I like to do whole facts and shit like that. So I'm hitting my headphones.
Whole facts. So look, tell them what whole facts is real quick.
At the end of the, like, just like, you know, you just need a chronological background of women, you know, who they fuck, who they suck, who they been with, who their child's father is, and things of that nature.
Definitely. They used to mess with the homie.
Yeah, that. Well, at the time, I didn't care about that because, you know, I just wanted to fuck. But I mean, you still need to know these things. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to ruffle no feathers. You know, I'm like on the radar, but I'm still out the way. You know what I mean? That's just like how I like to move. I'm real low key, so I just do low key things. So you know, I just
tell us this low key story though.
Okay, all right. So like, you know, I hit her up like, you know, I'm like, I found out who she was associated with, and I knew that it was a couple of people I knew, and then the person I actually knew, she was in a relationship with him.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, all right, these are homies, they cool. I'm just like, thank you, sis. So she hit me in the DM like, don't call me sis. So I'm like, okay, all right.
What do you want me to call me?
So like, you know, I'm not really aggressive when it came to like, I like to take my time with shit. Like just like you put a steak in the seasoning and you let it marinate. It ain't good right away. You like let it season.
The flame.
Right. You just want to see, you know, the different angles of it. So like months went by. I went to Jersey, you know, for a couple of months, and she hit me, started talking about, I don't know, all this shit with her baby father, how he ain't shit. So I'm like, right, we meet again. So we meet again. Yeah, so next thing you know, she started showing me, you know, some pictures and shit, really explicit pictures. So I'm like, okay, we got a situation here. So when I came back for real, I seen her and I didn't have a car at the time. I seen her at the train station and shit. Ooh. So I'm like, yo, what you doing? Nothing. I'm going to work. What you doing? Nothing. I'm just getting off of work.
You just randomly saw her at the train station.
Yes, man.
So that pussy was aligned. It was in the stars.
Yeah, right.
And there was no way you was in Jersey. You didn't duck.
Yeah.
That was an Orion's pussy. That was a constellation ass.
So so basically, you know.
God damn.
There's only one reason we're both here right now.
Suck your dick.
Yeah.
So y'all meet at the train station. You say, all right, let's link up and
let's link up. And then the next time we link up, you know, this shit just happened. And that, like I said, she was in a relationship, and that right there, and that's why I say, like, you know, what we was explaining earlier, it's really important to know like where you've been and you know, in your journey and how you got here, because. And just what type of person you are, because like I said, you know, she's in a relationship, and the only reason why we got to this place is because you and your significant other, or what I thought was her significant other, y'all was going through a little downward spiral.
So you saying women cheat as well?
That's exactly what the fuck I'm saying.
You saying women cheat as well?
They cheat more than men, actually. You know,
they cheat and better, better.
While we get together, what
the fuck are we talking about?
You know, man, we doing a podcast. You know what I'm saying? And women just cheating right now, man. Like,
you saying my wife cheating right now?
No, I'm not going to fuck about it. No.
All right, so cool.
No, but yeah,
do you think that also was a correlation with? I know what you asked. Was that a rapper moment? Like, you think she maybe hollered you and said "fuck a relationship" because she saw that check? Like, oh, this motherfucker might be
a little bit. But then you know,
did she try to like stay on it and like when you?
I think it was
the shoot another. Next thing you know, you like hold on.
She was on top. She was grand on that
blue check.
I think what it was the promise. It was the promise that I had at the time where a lot of women wanted to be associated with me. You know what I'm saying?
That come up.
Because
how many of them tried to ride you and keep going when you were telling them, all right, time to get off?
He tried to say, try to trap you. How many tried to trap you?
How many of the traps were set?
Well, I don't know. I actually don't even know because honestly, it was a pretty crazy time where it's like I don't even remember. I can't even.
Damn, you was fucking mad shit.
I couldn't even keep count at the time. It was that crazy.
I can still smell it. He can still smell his fingers. That's pussy right there. Smell that finger.
They asked me. I just asked.
He didn't say no names. Hey, look.
Yeah, but
I mean, some salt.
Man,
wait, show me finger again right there.
Even some of the, cause look, man, I had 2 sisters. My parents was married. I didn't even know how to be a nigga. I didn't even know how to be a scumbag at the time. You know what I mean? So some of the situations I got into, it was just like, this dumbass shit really worked. Like, all I said was, let me play with your butt. Some stupid shit like that. and one of them like, sure. And I'm like,
you didn't plan on Plymouth Rock.
Pretty much. Pretty much. And like, I would just say the dumbest, corniest lines and shit.
But you had that power.
This shit worked. And
now you had that power. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
You had those quote-unquote riches.
He had the Infinity Stone.
You got a Maserati, you can say some shit.
You can pull up Maserati with goddamn... Yo, you can wear this.
I saw a crazy ass video where a dude did that shit to a chick, pulled up one with a Lambo, was talking to her and all that kind of shit. She was like, yeah, well, I got a boyfriend. He's like, well, I mean, you can just ride with me for a little bit.
She did it?
And she got in the car. She got in the car. He was like, yeah, you on camera, too. And she...
Send me that link. Send me that link.
Like a body. That shit was a while ago.
God damn. She had to suck some ass.
Yo, she was sitting there like with the straight up dick look like.
But, with that being said, doing those things made me realize
you weren't that kind of guy.
I wasn't that type of guy, and these aren't even the type of women I would want to associate with, or even let's be in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do fucked up things
to realize
what's good. What's good. I mean, and not even that. Like you talking about, like I said, I had my mom, my pops, and my sister. So all I really knew was relationships. You know what I mean? That was the foundation that I was presented with. So it's just like when I got into that room, it was just me taking advantage of that run. And that's pretty much what it was.
But see, you gotta also realize these girls, they wanted that too. So you guys were both consenting in a situation.
They knew what they were doing.
And they were happy.
It wasn't like you was just, he was dictator. They was like, yo, I'm in Baltimore, nigga. This nigga might blow up. Let me throw some pussy.
Right, yeah. So that brings me to, because I just heard from the missus yesterday about this chick who she paid for her flight to go out there and see Future and all that. I saw about that. And then that's on her. And then he was like, yeah, we'll get sexy or whatever the case is. She was like, I'm not even that type of girl. You said, I enjoy love. Like they got all the like when he came in your inbox, like what you thought he was about to marry you? Like
listen to his music
out there. Like you flew out there and he said he was gonna give her the money back. He never gave her the money back. Like, yo, what you thought was gonna happen, yo?
All she should have known is that she needed to have some activists and then
What's crazy is somebody's daughter, yo.
Yeah,
that's a terrible. But this is somebody's kid that grew up and fell for that.
Yo, just like people could look at it like, yo, that's somebody's son. Like,
right? Yeah, like
it doesn't matter.
When they get older, they 19, they 20.
It's super. But so many double standards that probably shouldn't even.
Well, see, shouldn't be. This is what it is.
The women should be able to just be like, yo, I like that guy because he got a blue check next to his name.
Not even so much that.
And I never fucked nobody with a blue check next to their name. And they should be able to get themselves.
You was a dime bitch. You was a dime bitch. She like, this nigga, boy, he got a fat ass or a fat check. He about to blow up. I get this nigga laugh.
Why you in the bus stop? Don't you got a blue check?
He got a blue check. He's like, listen, don't worry about that bitch.
My shit is shot.
And for in hindsight, it's like, man, like, what the fuck is all of this worth, man? Like,
what does it mean?
Not even for me. It was worth a lot to me because I feel like, shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But for you, what is it worth? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for that other person, you know what I mean?
You sound like Malice right now.
You know what? I didn't have no life-changing experiences that made me just this way. I always been this way. It's just like I said. You know, I'm human, duh. I make mistakes, duh. It's kind of like one of those things, it's like, it's unwritten. You don't even really have to mention that. It's just me being a human and
going through your shit.
Just going through my stuff, man, and realizing, like, man, I'm tired. I have my moments, and let me kind of put this out here. I also lost my virginity when I was 21, so there was a lot of shit in my system.
Late to the game.
How old were you when you was popping?
How old was I when I was popping? I want to say 24.
Alright, that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. So right when he's coming to really understand himself, and his sexual nature and that drive has been pretty much built and pimped up. He also, it's like if you 18 and you get an inheritance of $50 million.
Nigga.
Remember all the bad mistakes we made when we was 18?
$50 million.
Now you got a Bugatti and a mansion?
Yeah, something like that.
You definitely ain't fucking with condoms. You just raw dog and everything.
No.
Oh, okay. Just me.
Something like that. The adrenaline and just, nigga, I never had this. I never had a chance to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was typically a shy guy, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like,
when you're chill.
That's why, like, the ego is a terrible thing, man. It's a terrible thing, and that's why I try to tell people, when you know, working on yourself, work on yourself alone.
You in a relationship right now?
Yes.
You are?
Yes. Work on yourself
and they
alone.
love each other too. I ain't gonna use a love word. I don't know what they do or don't do. Let me start over. Let me not be a chick just that.
I was about to set him up.
Listen, when I see his stories, I feel warm. I mean, my wife, I'll be like, oh, look at Rickie and shit. They all having fun and shit. So.
No, and honestly, for me, it is very, I got all that shit out of my system. I want to say that. But for me, it's very important for me to be in a relationship because, like I said, I'm human, man. And it's like, when I have idle time, not while I'm in a relationship, but when I'm having idle time to myself, by myself, man, I get myself. Yeah, I do. Shit.
Yo, jerk it up, keep you out of trouble, boy. You be like, never mind.
You know what? Hey, man,
I'm good. I'm straight.
I done took. Hey, when you sing, you take some losses, man. When you can't get that person that you really want. I done took some terrible losses with though. If I was to show you, nigga, you'd be like, nigga, what?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to those young ladies, but there were some losses. You know what I'm saying? For me.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I'm a fucking wreck, man. And like I said, I still deal with that, you know, those feelings of my mind being gone and I just gotta, I'm a wreck, man. That's why I say, like, I get the whole mental health thing. The one thing I don't like about mental health is with it being the epidemic and just being the center of today's culture. I hate when people say I'm depressed when really you weren't depressed at all. You just fucking sad. You know what I'm saying? It's people that really
What's the difference?
The difference is depression is a real mental illness. Just being sad is just really, anybody feel that emotion. You know, you may feel depressed.
Have you ever been depressed?
I feel like I've been depressed, but I haven't got a professional diagnosis, so I can't really throw that around because it's not fair to the people that actually humble themselves and just been like, you know what, I'm gonna get checked. Fuck all of that, you know what I'm saying? And the doctor, you know, hey, you really are going through real shit. It's not fair to those individuals going through real shit. But I feel like this is all I see down my timeline, like depression. All y'all motherfuckers.
So we got 40 minutes in. Let's hit a couple topics. Likely that we probably going to touch on some of this topic more in the cup there. You guys ready?
That topic you talking about, you just put in there?
No,
shit.
Cut for real.
All right, so this is a section where Marvin, it is what it is, in the cup, and he does the random questions. Some of these are submitted by guests, some of these are submitted by our own fucked up minds.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You cannot plead the fifth. See, look, I was giving motherfuckers slides.
Yeah,
What you say,
Marvin?
Marvin said he, so
Ain't no please.
what you can do is just lie. I'm gonna give you some professional advice. Just lie.
You've lied before. When your wife was sitting in the corner.
I got I'm lying to you right now. I'm gonna leave here lying to myself. Like, you're in great shape. You lie every day, but if it gets a racy question, just lie. Make it interesting.
Don't lie.
No, I'm not.
Don't lie. Tell the truth. You get
The
their names.
good thing about this is that we all got different perspectives.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why the nigga was like, well, you can plead the fifth. And I'm like,
No.
why? You can't.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry,
not
Marvin.
safe for years. Like,
Marvin, I apologize.
This is what we do. We wanna make sure that we bring out, let people see both sides of you. We want to see the intellectual. We want to see who you are as a person, but we also
and
want
also
to
be
see
stuck
fuckery.
toes. Yeah.
Fuckery.
Also.
Oh, nigga, what?
Yeah.
Were you eating
Oh,
ass?
oh,
Were you eating
nigga,
ass
what?
back in 09 when you started popping?
Was I eating
He
ass?
probably
I'm
went
eating
hard.
everybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? Niggas eat ass. You know what I'm saying?
Out here, my nigga Rick. Yo, they always make me feel like I'm the one who eat ass. We out here.
Yo, if
Eat
you don't
ass crew.
If you don't eat ass, you gotta grow up.
Listen, check it out. Watch
Say
this.
it one more time.
You eat ass, right?
I eat ass, man.
I eat ass. Look at this. Go like this real quick for him. We gonna close
Is
this
that how
up.
you did that?
Yeah, motherfucker. That's how you get it.
It's up. It's
Right here.
Okay.
That's it. Eat some ass. Watch what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, woo.
See, he got it, but I mean, he just.
I'm fresh. I'm new.
He the kiss a butt cheek type.
I'm new. He been doing it for a while. I'm new.
Yeah, hold on, he got the blue check.
He got the check. He got the blue check beard. Ass blue check.
He got the blue check beard.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
So from out of the question,
Thanks, man. I needed that.
I mean, from out of the couple fuckery, it is what it is. You get to fuck a few big girls in your life. Thoughts? What?
All right. So explain your question.
Not get to, you got to.
You got.
Like, you have to. Like,
You gotta
can't
fuck
live
a few
your
big
life.
So
girls.
now we just
in your
shitting on
life
big
thoughts.
girls.
I'm not shitting on them.
No,
That's my
it's
thoughts.
Yeah, what's your
Oh,
thoughts
that's
on, like,
easy, man, because that's who I was fucking first.
I ain't been good. Ladies! It's you know what's funny? It's always the slender dudes that like big
Yeah,
girls.
absolutely. Now it does. I mean, it considers what you know. I mean, what do you consider?
Oh, you talking about
we
yeah, how
we
big
talking
girls?
like, all right, if they like 5'4", they gotta be like 250 plus.
Ooh, that's so. Are we talking obese or we talking about thick?
Yeah, right.
Like, give me an example. Give me an example of your biggest, like, you, like a woman out there.
That was an easy one, but then I
Wait a minute.
Like, you mean biggest, like tall and big, like Queen Latifah, or you talking about like short and a little
There's
thick?
variations of big, you know.
Like,
Yeah, I already answered the question, man.
Oh yeah, he like big girl. With me, I've never had a big girl.
You never did. You
No.
never had a big
Well,
girl?
first of all, I'm small. Right, so that's the
So
first
he
thing
like-
to go with. Like, I
the
can't be
Kobe
short
complex.
and small in weight. I've had thick girls.
Yeah, I had my shit.
I've
man.
had thick girls. I've had girls that were bigger than me. But if you talking about like you said big girl. When I mean big girl, I mean like they got.
I mean, you
they
mean
got
fat.
ass in the front,
Just
ass in the back.
Fat.
Yeah, fat.
Cause speaking case
I
of
like
fat.
that. Yeah.
I didn't say I didn't like.
I'm
I
not
just said I
saying
never
that.
had one.
I'm not saying you're saying you don't like. All right. What's the likelihood you think you could get a hall pass to be able to do this?
I'm gonna want a hall pass for.
Hall pass for big girl.
Yeah.
But listen, my wife is 5'4", 5'3", and her heaviest. She was 225, 230 pounds, right? 5'3".
Oh, yeah,
But it was all in her ass. That's the difference. So I'll take a thick girl. Matter of fact, she could have been 250. 250 is a lot of fucking weight.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
women.
yeah.
that
But
you said
genetics
25,
behind
And on paper, 250 sounds like a
But
lot.
it's
But
where's it? Put
the
that
weight down.
thighs and ass, a little belly. I don't care, doggy style. You don't see this shit anyway. Tuck that motherfucking belly into the covers. Hide like a motherfucking child or something.
Big girls got more stamina.
All right, so hold on. We got a big girl expert over here.
I'm,
He's
not
over here.
saying,
What-
I'm just saying.
what they got?
So you would think like a big girl going to tap out, she going to get tired. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna get tired underneath
her.
her ass.
Stamina, yo.
Yeah.
Have
you
yeah,
been with
I've
a big
had
girl?
You had a big girl?
Oh, fuck it. Let me hear the big girl
You're the
story.
only one that hasn't.
Who has it?
You.
Everybody else had a big girl?
Yes.
All right, what's
Oh,
the
she
biggest?
started out
What's
with
your
big girls.
weight? What's your weight?
It's like 5'4", 250 probably.
All right, what was yours?
I don't know, man.
It was bigger than 250?
I don't know.
You had
I don't really have.
You had them big girls.
No, I don't have. I wouldn't know. I ain't making. Like, give me the scale for me. Let
me see. You got it. Yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, I want to say roughly like 225, 250. Yeah.
Did her silhouette look like a serpent?
No.
Yeah, no.
So she, all right. What you say, Mom? Come on, give me a big girl. Everybody fuck big girl.
No, I think.
We love big girls, by the way.
No, we do.
Yeah.
Tell a big girl.
They really love big girls.
Why everybody started?
But no, she was like,
y'all ain't trying to lose no fans.
Right, 5'6", whatnot.
Yeah,
she had a bit of a tummy, but she was fat as a motherfucker though. She had a bit of a tummy. She had a big tummy.
She had a bit of a tummy.
Yeah,
she had a bit of a tummy.
She had a bit of a tummy. You know what I mean? I was a little dude too. I was only 5'7", 5'8". I'm only 120 pounds. So.
Y'all answer me a question for me. How was it being underneath of them? That's the stereotype you hear that's suffocating. When they ride it, was it that big of a deal? Was it like, no, it ain't no difference?
You didn't go under?
I didn't go under.
He said I didn't go under.
I didn't go under.
What'd you say, Rick?
I ain't gonna lie, I did.
How was it? Was it like too much? Was it like, yo, maybe
it's different, yo?
200 pounds different?
It's different. It's like, nigga, you ever moved in a house? Like, you
ever moved a house?
You feel me?
God damn!
You know when you bring in, like, when you bring your man at the top, bring the dress in, and you say, like, fuck it, I get the bottom part.
Oh, you said, no. You wish you had help. That's what you said.
Yeah, you know, like, you had the end part of the fucking box spring and shit. A king size mattress.
Coming down the stuff backwards.
Yeah, you like...
Oh shit! When you start rethinking like, yo, we shouldn't have did this. We should have got professional help. We should have got help with this one.
Yeah, you see?
No, I'm too small for that.
Yo, nigga, you too small for that.
Yo, I don't know if you guys get the top that Giselle. My man said you ever move a house and you ever share the weight.
Wait, not literally moving a house, moving the items that were in the house.
No, I sound better if you said move a house. But then we made this motherfucker to a house. Now I'm gonna tell you what. If I didn't have sex with a larger girl than myself, it'll most likely be doggy style. Because a fat ass is a fat ass, right?
No.
But there is some sloppy fat ass.
Sometimes it's a big girl.
I'm small. Y'all bodybuilders and shit. So imagine me being at the bottom. I'm just
like, that's wild.
You gotta turn the AC on.
Nigga hot.
Turn the AC on.
You got special limbs from underneath.
Rickie was holding on for dear life.
Yeah, he was.
Grabbing on. Wait a minute. Oh shit!
What you say, Denzel?
I got nothing else to add to.
All right, that's it. We killed that one.
Yeah.
Rickie said, like, moving a house. He meant in a house.
Stop saying the house.
Hey, it's so much funny when you think about it.
When you like the largest dresser in the house.
That heavy, that thick ass wood.
You're not making it better, yo.
I know. That's cool. Yeah.
All right, next question.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Best case sex experience. How long and how many rounds did you go?
No, we did that last week.
We did?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We talking about that last week. What Nova say? 45 minutes or an hour?
Yeah.
That's not.
What you say? What you got touched?
You said 13 to 17 is what you
Honestly,
said. Yeah, you.
No, I said 45 minutes is
You
cool.
said 13 to 17.
You lying, motherfucker. You
know what? When niggas used to be like, yo, yeah, we was fucking for 45 minutes to an hour, and this is when I wasn't having sex. I'm like, damn, yo, why would I have some sex like that long? But
honestly, you're not stroking the whole time.
Okay, so
yeah, I'm eating pussy for like 15, 20 minutes.
All the activity accumulated to 45
I'm sucking titties, eating pussy,
all
that
cool.
for. I'm built, and she might get 1 or 2 off of that. Then I'm stroking.
You gotta get. Thank you.
That's it. I ain't for
yo. You fucking 2 off of that.
Yeah. If you stroking in 2018 for 45 minutes, first of all, great job.
First thing
really
you said was
ain't no great job.
I mean, if you could do that 45 minutes,
I said not a great job. That is a great job.
Nah, I mean, her pussy probably trash.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But if it's good and you can do that. Good and man. You got some of the you got something in you.
Something.
The pill from the gas station.
Something. Rhino pills. Yeah. 45 minutes.
Yeah,
yeah. That shit is a long time.
And you gotta have a condom on too. You gotta have a lot of
variables. Yeah, a lot of variables.
She got some wet ass pussy. She can take stroking
For 45 minutes.
Lube.
Yeah, well, we include lube.
Yeah, but you talking about you talking about just overall.
But even still, 45 minutes.
I never like lube. I just like to spit on it.
I've used it before. Spit is not much lube. Anyway, we smashed that last week. 45. Nova used again. Well, Nova agreed with 45. So.
She like that. You said 13 to 17.
I said no fucking 13 to 17. Fuck 13 to 17. Two hard ass numbers.
You get 3.5 pumps out of me. All right, so people are hurting in the most prosperous moment in history since the beginning of time. The 10th leading cause of death, 45,000 suicides a year in the U.S. What are we doing wrong?
All right, so this kind of segues back into the conversation of depression, clinical depression.
Yeah. What do we? I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I said take a segue.
No, you don't.
What are we doing wrong? First of all, we're not checking on our friends and our strong friends. Yeah, our strong friends. We're not checking on the strong friends, and also we aren't reaching out to people because
for actual help.
Yeah, like I said, ego is a terrible thing, and just even how we are raised, even with men, I feel like men should be checked on a lot often as women. Everyone should be checked on equally, because like you, as a kid, like shit, when you fall, your father like, man, that ain't hurt.
Get up.
That ain't hurt. Get up. You know what I'm saying? So, it's kind of like we conditioned to think that way. Like, I'm gonna be alright. I'm a man. Fuck that, man. Like, nigga, if you gotta break down and cry, break down and fucking cry, man, because. You know what I'm saying? You hold on to that hurt, you hold on to that pain, it kind of translates to worse things. And the outcome is never good. You know what I'm saying? It's never good. And even sometimes with me saying that, I can be my own hypocrite because, like I said, when I'm feeling some type of way, it's just like, man, I'll get over it, I'll figure it out. And sometimes you ain't even got that shit figured out. You trying to figure out how you can figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you creating a whole complex in your own mind, and then your own self, your own mind is playing tricks with you. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like it's important to just reach out to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And it's important for people to listen. Yeah. Just listen. Don't even give anybody constructive criticism. And I learned that just working, in a mental health field, man. It's just good to listen. Don't even give a person your input because sometimes they don't even want your input. They just want to be heard. They just want to be heard. Exactly. So, it spirals to a lot of different things, man. You're not checking on people. You thinking everybody is all good, and you're not reaching out for help, man. You gotta get that help.
Sure.
And also, you gotta be able to, when you want to go out and help people, you got to be the voice to help other people because that's therapeutic in itself. Making a difference in people's lives is rewarding in itself. You know what I'm saying? Making a difference should be, because the thing is, everybody is kind of like big on power because power changes things. Power make things happen. You know what I'm saying? You can make somebody do what you ask them to do. It kind of makes you feel better. Yeah. So if you can do that in a positive, in a positive way, and it's nothing better than that. So. I think, that's how I feel about that.
So, we, you touch on, like, checking on people. Mm-hmm. Right now, on Instagram or Twitter, you would, like you say, we were verified, like, I could check on 100 people, 50 people. I could have a whole bunch of acquaintances on there. Mm-hmm. But then, like, in real, we do all of this here, but we don't do that as much in real life.
In real life, right.
Interpersonal,
yeah. Does that, you think that changes it?
That's a great
definitely. It definitely changes that shit because we live in the most like unattentive era ever. Shit just keep fucking happening. You know what I'm saying? So after this interview, not even the interview, let's just say, somebody like what was the lady who committed suicide? Kate Spade.
Yeah. And then shortly after, Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain. We just talked about Anthony Bourdain, right? In retrospect, we are kind of associated with Kate Spade, but then next week something else happens. Then the week after something else happens.
New cycles is always.
It's just like, fuck it. Something else is going to happen, and then we just going to forget about what just happened 2 weeks ago.
Right.
When back in the day, it's kind of like everything was kind of steady pace where people mourned a lot longer.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean the effect lasted a lot longer.
Yeah,
even really took heed to it.
Yeah, even with music. I mean, it's just so much shit that happens. You just naturally forget about what's going on.
Right.
But that shit isn't. It's kind of like sending a text message, "Happy birthday." It's just like, hey, I got a happy birthday text for 10 other people. It shit is not. It just doesn't hold that same effect, that same value.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not personal.
Right.
But if I came out my way, for one, I came out, I drove, came to your house, and reached out to you. The biggest thing you're gonna hold on to is, for one, this nigga took time out his day to come and see me.
All the way over here, wherever that is.
It was sincere.
Right,
it took more
sincere.
effort on you. It took you to also maybe give up some things you had planned that day to help me out.
Exactly.
Versus 10 seconds of a
Exactly.
what's up with you.
So it's not even the fact that I reached out to you. You thinking about how I reached out to you.
Right.
I came out my way to see you.
Right.
You gonna hold on to that forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now imagine if you got 50 of those. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So
when you
thank
touch
so
on
much,
something,
bro.
perfect little segue. Do you guys think that social media has been a gift and a curse? It was almost like you would think that it allows you to engage with your friends and family and keep up on them,
Right.
but it's also made you somewhat lazy. And you were talking about news cycles where if something happened to me back in the day, it resonated more with you because you had every Sunday you would see something. Now it's every 15 seconds. Somebody does that, somebody does that.
Yeah, it's like...
You don't think that's part of the problem? Maybe the rise of social, emotional instability might be
see, for
a
me,
disconnect?
On the touch bases, I'm going to come right back to that. This is touch bases on the question itself real quick. Is, what we're doing wrong as a society is actually caring more so about the next person than anything else. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, you're supposed to make sure you're good, whatever the case is, but then at the same token, anything we do in life also affects somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So whether you decide to be an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, it's a service that you're providing to help somebody else. That's the only way you're going to be able to make money off of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the thing about it is what we're doing wrong as a society is literally going out and actually like caring about people. Like that's what we're missing. That actual love that, like you said, it takes more for a person to literally go to your house. Well, hey, are you home? Like, yeah, I'm home. Like, I'm about to come through there real quick and literally look you eye to eye. You know, man, woman. Like, yo, are you good? Like, everything is okay? Like, you know, if there's anything you want to talk to me, just vent, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? I'm all ears. You feel me? Like, I'm here for you. Like, that takes that. Like you said, that's a moment that person will always and forever remember. So even if they are in a downtime, like, yo, that person really came out here. Like, you know what? Like, whatever I'm dealing with, there might be somebody else who might be dealing with something worse. So that might inspire them to reach out to the next person. Like, well, let me check on this person because I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting myself together. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine. I'll be okay. Let me check on this person because I feel like they think they might be stronger than me and they may not be.
Are we? Is it that we not doing that stuff, or is it that we watch the news and we watch Instagram and the shit that gets all of the views is the negative shit?
I think it's all above because when you put that kind of negativity out there for people to attach to, ultimately that's a vibe.
Like, think about the people who get like famous on like Instagram or whatever. They gotta be doing fuckery. They gotta be doing crazy shit.
Let me jump in here. I kind of was thinking about this. I think none of us, and including myself, we're not really keeping it real. So like you guys see me maybe at my best times on my stories, my posts, and I'm always smiling, which I actively try to do. But when are we? Everyone feels like, damn, everyone else is doing good. So am I the only one doing fucked up? Am I the only one feeling bad? When in reality,
it's not the case.
Right before I made that post, I could have been going through some fucked up shit or had an argument with somebody. But we're not. Me and my girl, we was talking, and I was appreciating something, and I was thinking as I was appreciating something, that what if there was a site where you couldn't post anything but, I mean, real. Now maybe not. You might, my wife cheated on me, fuck the world, but like, I woke up today, I got this big ass pimple. Not all the pretty shots. Or like, today I'm really fucking depressed. But I read this book. Like it was none of the fuckery of like Benz, diamond rings, all the shit that if you even flashing it that much, you already telling me, someone who has an understanding of like clinical psychology, like you missing. If every post you got is diamonds, you're trying to
You compensate for
something else you're going on. Something else is fucked up in your life that you're finding value in someone liking a piece of spectrum of what's going on in the total life. Right. So I think some of the problem of what's going on, these rising suicides and stuff, is that no one feels like they have anyone to talk to because everyone is fake stunting when we're all really fucking hurt in some way.
And let me real quick, because it was a conversation. I forgot who I was having a conversation with, but anyway, somebody was having a conversation with me about like, oh, all I see you do is post fitness stuff, whatever the case is. And me just being honest, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all and anybody else. I take some of my wins, I keep personal. A lot of my wins I'll keep personal. A lot of my losses I'll keep personal because I feel like that's the privacy of my stuff. Social media is for, I feel like it's a social network, and that's what you're there for, is to socialize. But we have taken this social networking thing and used it as a form of reality.
It is real life.
Yeah, right. For everybody to use it as a reality when the whole time, like, everybody's going to go through stuff. You're going to only show people what you want them to see. So if you base off of your life how somebody else is living and you're like, oh, that person is living it good, like, no, that person got everyday problems just like the fuck you do. It just all depends on how we verify ourselves. So if you don't use social media like to use as a verification of yourself or your relationship or your life, then you'll be a lot happier, because when you start looking at somebody else like, that person's happy, that person doing this, that person doing that, whole time you don't know what the fuck that person really going through. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, that might be the only way for them to smile, whatever the case may be. But people, you only gonna show people what you want them to see.
That's like that Baltimore Club song. I don't know if it was a club song, but dance
I got
that was one of the realest shits ever. Real talk.
I used to go off on that dance song because I was going through some shit during that time.
Nigga Raleigh be like, yeah. All right, next question. That was good though.
Yeah, that was definitely good.
I'm sad now.
Let's get to some real fucking real.
I'm sure y'all saying things like.
I know, right? All right, Drake had a baby by a porn star who had been. Hold on, I ain't even finished opening the damn. That was the first thing I saw on the top. Wait a minute, let's get this motherfucker over. All right now, hey Drizzy Drake, you want to come on the show and explain yourself? We here. All right, so Drake had a baby by a porn star who had been around the industry. If this was you, would you wife her?
If I was Drake, and
you were Drake,
said chick was a porn star.
Yeah.
Would I wife her?
Yep.
For this? All right, so we like
not if you were Drake. If it was you in that predicament.
I'm a regular dude.
You.
Well, I probably would if I was me. What am I gonna?
I'm
fucking enough to have a baby with her.
You had to at least be kind of like in his position. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see,
not necessarily.
I have less to lose with my image, my branding, my political. Drake, if he attaches his brand, right, he's almost Walt Disney with his shit. Like, he skirts the line. He got enough street cred with the people who keep around him and the lyrics he rap about. Right. But he's also an actor, and he can be funny and ugly. Yeah. So if he now attaches himself to a lane of pornography.
Melania Trump has photos topless.
She's also white.
She is now the first lady.
And she's also white. We gotta understand these things. It's not the same for everybody. He's light skinned.
Well, let's not take
that into a factor. So,
it's she white. Ain't she?
Yeah, she's white. Check it out though. Listen. Some of the reason why he gets his passes what he is because he fits on both sides. Tiger Woods, Obama, right? The reason they were put into the situation because they could appease both sides.
Flavor back.
So Drake is light enough. They're talking about the color spectrum of an African American male, and his lyrics are people friendly enough where you could put his song on the radio and certain part of middle America would be like, oh, I like that, and then he could have 305 Look Alive, and then now he's playing that here. Now he also talks about all the women he fucking, all that other shit, but this is a little different. Now you got a baby mama and the stench is still on her. And all that other shit. Now, you ain't just fucking her, right? Because you get a pass for that. Okay, you can damn near fuck anything. We talking about big girls, not saying, attach them to a negative connotation.
Now we talking about.
But now you talking about wifing it and having a baby. And I think it changes.
Well, if you had the baby.
So if it was me, I would do it. I don't give a shit. But Drake, I
understand. Like, Drake hit it. Drake hit her, hit the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Well, suppose he don't know if his baby is.
Get the fuck out of here. The nigga know,
cool, bro. You think so? You think he knows?
You think he don't know? The nigga like 2 or some shit, bro.
Oh, is he 2?
I don't know.
Right. Has he had time to test if he could? Is it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, he knows then.
He knows,
Yeah,
yo.
they don't want to know.
He funding Shorty right now.
That means it's some behind the shit, that Jay Prince shit. The reason why we even hear the comeback with Drake and what's the nigga name, Pusha T?
Yeah, because he told him not to put some shit out.
It's somebody behind the scenes saying, okay, listen, yeah, you might know, yeah, this might be your kid, but we're looking at money.
But if he would have owned it, I bet it wouldn't have hurt him as much as what we think it would. If he'd have owned it,
what do y'all think?
My son.
What?
Do y'all think that, okay, he knows, and then if he would have owned it, it'd have been okay? Going back to the question of what you would do.
I think it's better to own up to your shit than somebody put it on blast.
Yeah.
Because that's the last thing you want to do is...
Oh, the rumor was he was going to talk about it on the album. And Pusha T got wind of it and put it out there. I read it on a few blogs.
Oh, yeah?
His plan was to, have a little song,
Pusha
like a
T
God's plan.
And
he said, watch this though. You ain't
right.
controlling it yet. So supposedly that was the reason.
So he had rushed the info
Pusha T jumped to
before
it. Yeah, fuck that Mickey Mouse shit you about to talk about.
Ooh.
We gonna tell him right now, my way now. So what y'all doing?
So
if y'all was in
so,
situation.
so if all right, so I'm throwing off topic, but if that's the case, did Pusha T really start the beef with Drake because he already had the inside scoop?
Yeah, of course he did. He knew he was
They
nigga
were
playing
throwing
chess.
for a while.
Pusha T was playing chess for real.
He was. He had to have been.
I'll give you the other side of this, right? So like own up to it, be straight up. It came out that Amon Shumpert fucked Shorty, right? I don't know how that came out, but somebody.
Oh, you talking about
it was on one of his.
But Amon Shumpert had already told Shorty. He told Tiana Taylor already, like
he said he wanted the whole body. Listen,
yeah, he told everything.
Oh,
So when it came out, he ain't had to be like that was this time and this was this. She already knew.
So what would y'all do? Would y'all? I guess y'all all say you said you would go ahead and admit
I'm
to
not
it.
wifing.
I'm not
wifing her if I'm not in love with her.
It was good.
The thing about the question is why? I mean, why?
Because she's having your kid.
Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like if you knew what you knew.
Well, the porn star part of it. I think the question was like, her being a porn star, would you wife it? Is that enough to be like? Assuming you like her, you had it, but
like
the stigma that comes with, damn, I'm gonna like
Like
it.
love and marry are two different things.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Drake a rapper, so I mean, you can only imagine what body number that was. So I think her getting pregnant was one of those. It didn't mean to happen. Him taking care of his child is the most important thing, but the wifing part, I feel like
I'm gonna wife you.
That shit just happened. Oh, so I'm gonna wife you because this shit happened? Nah, because a lot of shit happened with me.
That's how a lot of failed marriages happen too.
Hey, Rickie, I'm pregnant. Oh shit, cool. I'm gonna wife you now. I didn't mean for this shit to happen.
Yeah, right.
But I'm a man. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna take care of my responsibility.
I'm gonna take care of my responsibilities.
You talked about yourself, right? And you said how like your parents, you know what I mean, they was together, and you were looking at this, you becoming like this kind of a person, right? We watched the rollout of Drake's music, talking about not knowing his dad, then knowing his dad. Now he finally getting to a place where he's getting cool with his dad. He understands his dad was a Rolling Stone and this, that, and he's like now turning into his fucking dad.
You're a product of his genetics.
He's turning into his dad. Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Old bitch ass nigga.
Old bitch ass.
I think it's just tricky. I think it's tricky, but it is what it is. I think I agree with Rickie and say, listen, man.
Tricky for me, B.
Because we got a baby. As long as I'm taking care of my child.
Right. Yeah.
That's
right.
That's
I'm
why
in a situation like that.
I really fucked with her. You really fucked with her.
But the only thing was the porn star.
But you didn't like that she fucked Amon Shumpert and whoever else, and she ran through a couple crews that you probably know.
Yeah.
And she a porn star, but she not a porn star no more.
Nah.
Can't do it.
Can't do it, bro. And that's sad, you know. And it's somebody that
He's sad.
and it's sad because it's somebody. It's some other intellect that could break it down for me. Be like,
somebody's screaming right now. Like, this is fucking bullshit. He's a bitch.
She's not a porn star no more. So what's the issue now? And I can be like, nah. And
I'm still say nah.
Right.
All right. What's the next question?
All right.
Nah.
You got any question, viewer question? Hey man, give me your hand one more time, bro.
Yeah, we here live on the set with Rickie.
My handle's Air Jacobs, like Air Jordan.
Air Jordan.
Yeah.
Dope.
On everything.
All right now.
I ain't told my handle this time.
Yeah, fuck your handle.
Like they call them handles. Like, who came up with that shit? What's your handle?
I don't know. I'm trying to sound cool and up to date. I ain't coming up with it. That's what they say. They say
That's
handle.
really what it
I
is.
watched the podcast. I guess it's called handles now. So
Yeah.
just trying to keep us current. That's all.
Hey, I ain't mad. Shit. Hey, look, we about to start a GoFundMe so we can take this shit across the country.
Yeah.
Across the country.
For real.
All right, so thoughts on Lil Wayne and $8 million payout album release?
So I wrote this question.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know,
it just happened.
it just settled. Cash Money Records and the 992,000 working with a vanity. They just settled $8 million. Universal still gonna release his album. What Carter is in that?
We found it's 5.
Carter
We finally
5.
gonna get some good Wayne.
We're gonna get
music
cut.
now.
Are we? Another one.
That's the thing.
Is this music maybe dated? Is he gonna add
It's
some
not
music to
dated.
the
Yo.
catalog?
It's not dated.
Well,
yo.
let's talk about it. How do you feel about him finally getting what he was asking for years, right? It's $8 million payout, and his music finally being released. He got a win-win. He's getting money, and he's getting music released.
First of all, let's first discuss what you just said about his music possibly being dated.
No, we're gonna answer my fucking question first,
No.
sir.
Listen.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yo,
listen.
how the
He wasn't going to answer your question
these,
anyway.
these new rappers, right?
Mhm.
They don't talk about shit. And the only thing we ever had bad to say about Wayne back in the day was that he can bar you to death and he can say a bunch of crazy shit, but he can't tell a story. If anything, he could dumb his music down a little bit more and just keep with the crazy shit.
Well, when I say outdated, you got to think about production too, which is the big thing. I don't know what the fuck is on that album, and if that shit is not what's coming out now, that's the first thing. If your production is already like, yo, that sound like, you know how they was making beats with these kids, like that fucking nigga.
That
kid
shit
is
sound
a little
like
old.
that was
That's
like
straight
5 years ago.
And he needs some features from like
He got to get
some fucking Kodak and some young.
So you think
like
maybe
that.
the album isn't ready to go out right now?
He got to redo it.
You think he might add some shit?
Yeah, but
How do you feel about him finally getting that money? You feel like that's a win for the
Well
culture?
deserved. Hell yeah.
What?
And it's so fucked up. Like they were saying, you're not supposed to do that to your own people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like with labels concerned, their involvement, that's totally some label shit. I'm gonna call it what it is, man. That's just
Some industry shit.
I don't even want to call it that, man. Like why those guys up top kind of they do that. You know what I'm saying? So to do that within our culture, man, it's kind of a sad thing. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win, but it's like he
lost a lot of time. The
What
prime of his game as far as an artist, it's years that he'll never get back.
That's not true, yo.
Right.
That's not true, bro. Listen, you gotta think about it in terms like this, right? Gucci Mane went to jail hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came out a fucking legend.
It worked out for him that way.
It's
This
possible.
motherfucker went
It's
to jail and
cool.
never came out.
And it makes you question, like, what type of game does Lil Wayne, what type of game has he sold out for him to even be in this type of situation? Because you talking about Lil Wayne is a legend. Like, you putting him up there, like.
He signed his contract at 13, bro.
Very true, very true. But, like, when we living in the most self-sufficient, like, generation, like, I feel as though he could have still put out something. You know what I mean?
He has. He been putting out mixtapes, rapping on other people's beats, and you can tell it's not his best shit, and it's not like
It might be about
it's
design,
not
too.
forward. It's not like forward thinking. It's just like I'm gonna hit y'all with some shit just to keep y'all.
Yeah, just to keep my name relevant in some way, form, or fashion.
And his name's still relevant. He's still.
It's not as relevant as it's nowhere near as relevant as it once was.
It's still as relevant as Gucci Mane.
True.
I think.
I feel like him signing at 13, what is he, like 34 now? No. He might be
Definitely
33, 34. You know that contract wasn't a 22-year-old contract. So it's like, I don't know. It's just a sad thing to see because it's almost like seeing Jay-Z in that type of position. Like,
yeah, it is.
he's been in the business. Like, you a legend.
He
like,
shouldn't be doing
you
club
the
appearances.
top 5, top 10 debatable top tier artist, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like to see him in that position is kind of an eye opener, you know what I mean?
Do you think it's too late? Do you think? I mean, $8 million is never too late, so that's good, right? That feels good. You got that payout. But do you think the game is maybe past him? I know this is not exactly the
I
question.
don't think that.
I think so. All right, so you pretty much said he's still
I don't
good.
think that. I'm gonna tell
The
you why I don't
Gucci
think that,
phenomenon, he might be all right.
I'll tell you why I don't think that, yo. Cause all right, okay.
Picked up the bid first to check it.
Yeah.
So certain rappers, their style of rapping is past. Wayne's style of rapping is still hot. It's just that they doing it over, like you said, different beats.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they slowing it down and they not trying to bar you as much as he was. But you can throw bars in there, but all he gotta do is production and say shit that you can put in a fucking Instagram caption.
Using the correct vernacular,
yeah,
what the kids use.
Through it all, he had something to say. There's no excuse at this point. We've been waiting for this album for years. I don't think.
Right, he got
when did Carter 4 come out? Damn.
Like
2001 was good.
No, Carter 4.
Carter 4.
It probably came out about
1998.
Yeah, I think it was like.
Was it good?
Yeah.
It was decent.
It was alright.
But this is Lil Wayne, like the expectations, the bars, he didn't set the bar up so high that
it's gonna be hard.
He's competing with himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like even with the wave you saying he gotta kind of fit that wave. I don't think he necessarily has to because he got something to say and everybody's tuned in. You know, what is he going to say? It doesn't necessarily.
Is he going to do the J. Cole route where he doesn't bring anybody in and just reestablish himself, or is he going to reach out to all the little Reds, the Kashis?
He's going to reach out.
This is the thing he did that was always wrong as fuck, right? He's the type of nigga who he been rapping with the same niggas that he been putting on and trying to keep them like Gutter and fucking
Drake and
little
Rickie?
Chucky and shit.
Yo, man, Lil Chucky had that one little ass hit.
But we talking about he's always been loyal to the people that he brought in. You know what I'm saying? And he was at that point back then allowed to do that because he was just that good of an artist. Yeah. But now he can't sit on that and have his features on his album be those people. He needs to have real features.
He's gonna have to put some.
You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna have to put some shit on there.
Everybody put it like this. Everybody was riding to make sure that he was good. Like Rick Ross, Pusha T. They should be features on this shit. They both still relevant.
I 100% agree with that.
You know what I'm
saying? Well, Rick Ross is one of my favorite rappers, so I believe anything you send that nigga, he coming back with something.
Yeah,
he's a great pull off. Like that's Ross.
Don't say no, don't say that. Because if you find me, he might fuck me up.
Fuck you up, dude.
All right, so it seems like it's positive. Y'all agree that it's two good wins.
Well, I do. You can't say what you think. Do you think he's really?
Well, no, $8 million.
Music dated?
I don't know. I think it's a good chance it is. I mean, fucking the last 2 or 3 years, it's been artists I don't even know who the fuck is. Like, what's the dude with XXXX Sanity? What the fuck is your name? What in the fuck? The name is hard to pronounce. And I'm forcing myself to stay relevant. So I try to. But I'm saying he's for kids, but he has also a strong fucking following. Right. This dude Lil Red
you can't. Trippie Red. Trippie Red make good music, but these little niggas that you just mentioned like Rickie said, we're comparing them to their peers, right? Mm-hmm. Wayne's following still, his name and his following still is way bigger than what you saying from these guys. That's what you expect from these guys. It's like when Eminem came out, he still sold 400, and he falling off. You know what I mean? Trippie Red will come out with an album, he'll sell 65, we'll say he's hot.
One thing about
I don't know if I want to hear old Wayne though.
Eminem is dated. Wayne is not dated.
Yeah, Wayne not dated because the thing about Wayne that's great for him, Wayne got us like the 80s babies, right?
But he didn't though. We was giving him shit years ago for dumbing down the lyrics. For a million, they gave him shit.
If he
for
came
that.
out with 6 foot 7 foot, something similar to that, and all of a sudden now your whole mind's changed.
And he came out with it now.
But but the kids like the Trippie Reds, the XXX Tentaciones, the Chief Keef, a product of Wayne.
Products of Wayne.
And they are still very young.
It's not like he's Cameron. If Cameron came up with an album right now, we'd listening to it to see if we like it, but we don't expect much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or with Jay-Z, it's just only us.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne got the best of both worlds. Still.
Oh, so to clarify, I'm not. What I am is
you don't like
I don't know. No, it's not the most. I love
Wayne.
I was one of the dudes that be shit.
Oh my god, this is what I was thinking just now. Last night this
light bulb.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all. Okay, Travis Scott came out with a song on Birds in the Trap called STSDP interlude. Right? It was all about like smoke one, drink one, pop one, and it was like trippy ass music to make you feel in a fucking crazy way, right? Mm-hmm. It's just not, it's like, it's borderline not a song, but that makes it a fucking great song. And then I was listening to it last night at 2 a.m. driving back from Virginia thinking like, this is just the newest version of, what was that fucking Wayne joint where it's like, he can't feel his face or some shit like that? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
That's a lollipop shit.
No, it's Fuck, yo, I just had it, yo.
Man, you was gonna make a great point. You just fucked it all up.
Yep, you really did.
Everybody silently wait for me to make this point.
Oh my god, yo, I'm not gonna find that song now.
Everyone listening on iTunes, we're gonna wait and listen for
Hey, look, he's going.
No, I feel what you're saying.
Hey, look, what he's gonna do is once he remembers, he's gonna go on to Not Safe for Ears story mode and represent this fact. So make sure y'all tune in later. Make sure y'all check out the page. Follow that. Any questions? Make sure y'all email us.
Let me give a fight analogy. This is the fight analogy. All right, so Anderson Silva was a pioneer and innovator when it came to fighting, right? Well ahead of his time. So he was Lil Wayne. He laid the foundation for the Trippie Reds, for the XXXX, whatever the fuck your name is, all that other shit, right? But it became a point where even with him and all his innovation and him forward thinking, where he got passed. Yes, he was the forefather of the front face kick to Belfort live on air. Or he was the guy who left his hands down and did all this crazy shit. But it got to the point where his competition or his predecessors caught up to him, and then they reinvented a whole nother style that he wasn't even ready for.
Right.
That he just couldn't catch up to. Right. Even though he was, Lil Wayne was the one who was oopie doopie loopy scoopy. And then now it's like, is he available? Is he going to be good enough to jump back into this play?
Right.
And then to the new shit they do, so I don't know.
That's what I was seeing.
I don't know.
And that's what I was. That's what I was saying when what I was saying to Rickie is because I'm like, yo, it's a wave by itself right now. So and it's a wave that Lil Wayne did kind of create. You know what I mean? With the auto tunes and making his voice into
T-Pain, Lil Wayne,
all that kind of stuff. So he has been on a wave so long that has created a new wave. So now he's got to kind of change that frequency.
Yeah, he a surfer.
You know what I'm saying?
He was on the first big wave, but now it's a bigger wave. Can he ride that fucking new wave?
You remember this song? I Feel Like Dying?
Play it.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
You remember this?
Play it.
Niggas making music, trippy ass music like this now, and we saying this is hot right now. This is...
Yeah, you could say that. That's like
this
Uzi.
Is,
that's like Uzi
right
Vert.
now. Exactly. This is what niggas is making right now, yo.
That is true.
It's definitely. I think it's definitely.
Exactly, yo.
Alright, so Lil Wayne got that money. The album Carter 5 gonna come out, and we gonna see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I mean, I still think it's a little bit. I still think the $8 million he lost out on. I think that he probably was shorted on that end because he probably could have made a lot more money.
Like 20 million.
If he would have dropped it when he first wanted to.
Yeah, it would have been way better. Let's rapid fire a couple of these. We got like 10 minutes left.
So you want to do a rapid fire?
Yeah.
Real quick? All right.
Yeah.
2 or 3?
Hey, 2 or 3.
How many we got left in there?
That's quite a few. So
that's
not all right. So.
Whoa, good hands. My man, you play football.
You got that Black Panther. All right.
I said, bitch.
So does LeBron reach 6 rings by the end of his career?
No.
Hell to the no, man.
No.
Unless he goes to like Philly and then Ben Simmons becomes the next LeBron and he's riding on the back like David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
So what if he went to Houston with James Harden?
James Harden ain't a ring guy. He's not going to get a bunch of rings because James Harden folds in the big games.
Ooh, fold. Strong words.
James Harden folds.
OKC.
Yo, when OKC had James Harden and Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, James Harden folded and he's the reason that they lost.
Damn.
Oh, and Kevin Durant at the time didn't take over the game like what he did in Game 3 of this last series. He didn't take over like that. And that hurt too. But James Harden completely folded.
So what if LeBron went to KC or Lakers? What do you think?
KC? Nah, he can't go there. He won't win there. Who's going to win there?
How many rings does he have right now?
3.
Three.
Okay.
That's why I said, does he
can win 2 more.
You think he can win 2 more?
Yeah.
2.
But he's got to go to a team
there's another guy there. Like,
what's the chance of him going? This is somebody to watch basketball, and this is someone him going to Golden State. Yo, I'm fucking done with NBA. I'm fine with it. If he goes to Golden State and it's all them niggas, I'm done. Yo, fuck all y'all. I'm done.
Yeah,
I can see him wanting to do that, to be honest,
if that happens, there's no hope for humanity.
I think that if he was to go to Golden State, then I think that the rest of the NBA should just quit.
Yeah, no. So what did you say, 5? What you say? How many rings you say?
See, honestly, I really don't know. I just put that question in there. But you know what? The thing about it is, I hope he does. I hope he does because he's 33 right now. Kobe Bryant retired when he was like what 38, 39. Yeah. So I think that he still has the possibility to do so because he's still, he spends $1 million plus on his body to maintain so that way he can continue to play at the height he has. You know what I mean? So I think he has the potential to get that 6 rings. Now, if he gets with a team that can give him the last 3,
he can't be the guy anymore, yo. It's like when LeBron came to Miami, and him and Wade, they got another ring. They got a ring. They got 2 there. Yeah, they got 2 there. But Wade had to play second fiddle. You know?
Yeah. So you think if
he has to be Wade?
It's gonna have to be Wade.
He has to find his LeBron. Has to find his LeBron.
But I think the level that he's playing right now, I don't know. I don't think that the coaches would want him to be the second guy.
Yeah,
he's still playing high level.
Let's say he goes to Philly, and Ben Simmons is still on an upward trajectory, and he could be the guy. Now LeBron doesn't have. He can clear.
He can take some of that pressure off his shoulders.
Wade could have still done it. He had just won a ring with Shaq, and Shaq had to play second fiddle to Wade when they won the championship.
See the thing,
but he didn't have to. But he did.
True. Goes back to ego.
The thing is, but see the thing with my philosophy with Shaq didn't have to do that, but physically and even like visually, you kind of can tell that Shaq was on a decline and just to prove your point, Ben Simmons, he's on an upper trajectory, but his game ain't totally complete yet. Like, he doesn't shoot 3-pointers. His mid ranges are high. You know what I'm saying? A lot of his points didn't really come from a lot of...
LeBron's mid range is great.
I think so.
It's better than outside of the
what it has been his first 5 years in the
Hell
league.
Yeah, his range is definitely got way better since the first 5-6 years of his career. Way better, because when LeBron shot a 3 before, you'd be like,
you know,
that's why
how the fuck was he shooting? Nigga, take it to the rack.
And from that time, like, Carmelo was definitely like absolutely the best scorer. Now it's like, man, Carmelo, you about to put up
who is the most home runs between Carmelo and
Alright, so what's the quickest way for a female to ruin a relationship besides cheating?
Ooh, let's take a silent 3 seconds. Think about that. We all got something in our head.
I got it.
Quickest way, you go.
Shit, nigga.
Shit, nigga.
I got like a million pet peeves, man. It's kind of fucked up now.
Go ahead, yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
The quickest way. So give us one. The quickest way.
The quickest way.
Shorty does something, you like, no, I'm out.
Like tiptoeing around answers. Like,
where you
nigga,
at?
You can't keep it real. You know what I'm saying? You ask me where I was at, or who this, who that, and the third. I need details. I need an answer unless
like this.
Yeah, if it ain't about nothing, then it shouldn't be hard to answer. Like, but if you're not, you tiptoeing.
Hold on, dude. Yo, you didn't answer the question at all.
Being a liar, I guess.
No.
Being a bullshit.
The question said besides cheating, you're insinuating that she's probably cheating.
Well, just lie.
Not really. Like, you can just be like, yo, who that?
If you know cheating's off the table, then that's not on the table in this question.
What you mean?
Let's say he asked him about an ex.
No,
she don't want to be. She don't want to be completely real with it, like. So just being like that whole.
Well, like if he asked her how many bodies she got.
All right, so look, since my ass ain't good enough,
Denzel won't challenge answer. You gonna come out with the fucking answer.
Being a bullshitter, but I guess that ain't good enough. I mean, really, nah. You know what? Everything could be worked on, man. Cheating is like the number one no, man.
So everything else you think it can be worked on?
Everything.
What is she giving you like the most? Your back shot, she don't arch the back. You know what I mean?
That ain't serious, because my thing is everything that you know now is learned. You wasn't good at whatever you was good at until you learned how to do it.
You just cool.
You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to agree with your ass.
Yeah. You ain't know how to do this shit as good as you did it until you kept trialing. You know, it's trial and error, man. So.
Damn, you petty, yo.
You
was ready to get that bitch up, yo. And Rickie came and said, let me tell you something, I'm going to teach you some things.
Yeah, man, like, you wasn't as good as you are with what you're doing until you went through the process. All right, it wasn't as good, let me do better. Like, the thing is, I can appreciate about your art is you wanted to get better, and you can see that you wanted to get better. If you didn't, then I could tell, like, this is some shit. Like, I could be like, it's some bullshit. Like, the first thing I said to Nick was like, yo, I gotta be here. I didn't give a fuck what y'all was talking about, but the first thing that caught my eye was the the visual, the production. Yeah.
So what if she take your credit card?
Hold on, time's out. What the fuck you going to do? What is yours? Hold on. He answered. Right. Well, outside of cheating, what else is this? Like, yo, fuck that.
Marvin, what if she take
dirty bitch. What is it? You got one.
Mine's is that if she's sex is terrible, yo. But I'm thinking, but then I thought more like, I'd rather her have bad sex.
Somebody look at you like, this nigga ain't had no stroke in 98.
I know, probably.
He was terrible in 05.
I was having sex in 98, yo. I was 10 years old.
Not me, baby. I was fucking off.
So sex is you. Or, but what's worse than that is if she take your credit card, she start spending up on clothes.
So a thief, finance.
Not thieving, because she tells you, she's like,
this is more so finances. Like, shorty just keep you in the debt. If you trying to be the best you can, and like Denzel said, shorty keeps swiping the card, you're like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking up the finances. We trying, you know what I mean? We trying to get set. I ain't trying to be fucking paycheck to paycheck when I'm 65.
I'm gonna tell you how. The first thing when me and Kristen got together, she moved in here, right? And then she was like, I like your house, but like we should sell it and get a bigger house with a better yard and all this. I'm like, do you understand what all that has to do with? Like, if we get a house double the size, the gas and electric alone is going to be way more than what you even.
What do you call that? Because I think I want to use that. What do you call that? Is that her like not being considerate?
No, it's not that. It's that in her mind, women like this, yo, when they are kids, they get raised to think like their home and their kids and their like wedding and all of this shit.
Yeah, for the norm.
Shit,
yeah, they get.
She's like, oh, I want a dog and I want a house with a yard.
So what's that called though?
Yeah, I don't know what
that's the cookie cutter shit.
That's spoiled.
All right, so then if it's not cheating, it might be. Fuck, man. Yo, I don't know what that's called.
Yo, no, I can work on everything, yo, for real. Because honestly, man, for you to even get to that point,
porn star. You could
listen.
You couldn't give her a chance though.
You said y'all in a relationship, right? Y'all in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you already knew what you didn't like and what you did like before you even got to that point. Yeah. So you already know what you could have canceled out before you got there. It's take it or leave it type of situation. So it's like once you're in a relationship with us, what could you possibly break up for if it ain't cheating? You know what I'm saying? Because you already done seen the shit.
Let's say she started doing heroin.
Yeah, see, a drug addict. I mean, how strong is your love now, boy?
Some people change and some people don't. So it depends on what you qualify for. What might take the shit. Because if there's a point in time where you might want to, where you like, yo, I'm trying to do this, that, and the third. You want to do something that somebody wants to keep the same routine, or then there's a point where where you like, oh well, I mean this shit is cool, and they change up on you. You like, wait a minute, hold up. So it kind of depends. So at some point in time, whether shorty changes it and you change it, or whether you don't change it, she changes. What's going on in the relationship then, nigga?
I would say the common denominator besides cheating is how the kids are being treated. Because that's the most important thing. Because it's almost kind of like naturally, I don't know how, some guys can kind of put their wives and their child, especially their daughters, on the same pedestal. Some guys can put the daughter first. It's kind of tough because I don't have a daughter, I have a son. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, shit, but at the end of the day, he's still a kid. So, at the end of the day, he gets that first. He's top priority. Even though he wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for, your girl or your wife.
Right.
It's tough. It's a whole different... I'm going on a whole different subject because it's kind of fucked up. It's like, your wife or your girl carried your child for 9 months, but then you put your child first. Like your first priority, but then, at the end of the day, you don't think about that shit. But it's like how they treat your kids, man. Like,
so if she treats your kids real good, your sex is great, she don't cheat.
Everything else you work.
But she addicted to pain pills.
You know what? You keep using these drugs. I'm actually cool with the drugs, but if it becomes a problem where it's affecting the household,
how they treat the kids,
okay. Then that's the deal breaker. Kids and cheating. I mean, well, cheating,
for me,
no, but kids, nah. You mistreat, the kids, then come on now.
Yeah. For me, it kind of goes back to what you were saying. It's really just being honest. And I don't know if that's too general of a thing, but like I'm asking you simple fucking questions like, yo, we got $500 in the savings or $5,000 in savings, but $1,000 is gone. Mm-hmm. Just tell me what the fuck happened. I don't want to be a detective. Because now I got to stress about and then you got this line and fighting and arguing, and then coming out, well, okay, I did this because I wanted to get this up with bitch. But
it was a birthday cake.
Finances is definitely number 2.
But not even so much finances, like you saying, keeping it real. Right. I asked you about a past ex. Listen, I'm asking you. I'm giving enough. I'm coming with enough courage to even ask you about some uncomfortable shit.
Right.
So don't make it uncomfortable. Me now. I gotta interrogate you. Right. Yo, what you was doing last night? Well, it's like, come on, yo. I didn't want to ask you.
You know what the funny thing is?
Just keep it real.
If this was on the other end and there was 4 chicks in here talking about this shit, they would love to women love to be private detectives.
They love that
fucking
shit,
interrogate
yo.
And go through your phone
Literally,
and like call up T-Mobile and be like, no, I am Denzel Washington.
No, like when they were saying, like, if it's a consistency where you like, I'm broke, and she like, I'm broke too, and all of a sudden she come in this bitch with a bottle of something.
Yeah.
Even though it's for both of y'all, you be questioning like, hold up, we needed this, that, and the third for this, but you bought that.
Yeah.
Like, that's
What's
not
going
important. What the fuck? Like, don't keep, like, when you get to that level, don't keep finances secretive. You know what I mean?
What was even crazy about that
Because finances is actually one. They actually it's like the. I think it's either the number 1 or the number 2 thing that typically proves. Divorce.
Yeah.
Relationship breakups.
And I don't know shit like, oh, my husband is broke, so we're gonna get a divorce, or no, like listen,
literally,
like, this is a foundation. When business foundations, they all know what's being taken out, what you got left to do, this, that, and the third. Like, let's just keep it, cohesive and look. So yeah.
I agree, man. I think we had a great talk today. We touched on a bunch of dope ass topics. We covered. It was stuff I didn't know about you in your music career. Let me tell you something, brother. It's been an honor knowing you for the longest I've known you. But this interview now, I've learned that much more about you, and I respect you, and you're very, very humble. And we definitely wish you the best with everything creative that you're trying to do. Hopefully, we can even maybe collab on something.
I'm gonna be a part of that earlier.
Yeah.
Next time you have one of those big orgies when you you know what I mean?
Yo, that check, that verification check. Yeah, let us know.
Try to get you fucked up.
We want some of that check love, man.
They ain't send them the nudes.
Aaron Jacob, give me your handle again. One more time.
Show me the kicks real quick. One time. I gotta put you on kick display.
The flights, you feel me? Scotty Pittman, I think 91, 92.
I'm showing the fly kicks, Nick.
Oh, you gotta show them these. Give me some these advanced custom vans, right?
Custom vans.
Yeah. Alright.
Dude.
I'm all about the sneakers, but you can follow me on Ed Jacobs on everything. AIRJCOBS.
Not safe it is.
Not safe it is. Hey, hold on, wait a minute. Hey, make sure y'all get them emails out to us, whether it be in the DMs or whether you notsafeears@gmail.com. Make sure y'all follow all of us. Denzel Skywalker, Nick and Nick, MG2_fit. Thanks again, once again, for Ed Jacobs coming on, man. Everybody.